So, before we start, we're doing a live show.
Yeah, we are.
It's going to be a live recording of a podcast paired with a screening of Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
It's going to be amazing. Really
it's on the 13th of June at the Pavilion in Reading. It's going to cost you £3. That's cheaper than going to the cinema.
I know, like, you just can't go to the cinema for £3 these days.
And you know Who Framed Roger Rabbit is good.
Yeah, it is a banging film.
Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to it.
So am I.
Good.
But you can get tickets, go over to kaiju.fm/live, or if you're in the Reading area, you could come to the Nag's Head and buy them from us directly.
Yeah, which is nice, because then you get to meet us.
Get in amongst it.
Get involved, do it.
Hello and welcome back to the Space Jam Continuum, the show where we try to make a cohesive cinematic universe out of something that was never meant to be one. I'm Chris McLennan.
I'm Carl Big Hands Noble.
Cal is 33 years old and someone got him these good big hands.
And I'm massive.
Get on the Twitter to follow 33 Days of Big Hands.
Yeah,
that's the hashtag we're
I've committed to wearing these giant rubber hands for the next 33 days.
Why he did this, no one really knows.
Well, I was drunk. That's why I committed to it. Why I'm continually committing to it, I don't know.
They're good big hands, though.
Yeah, I mean, they are hilarious, except the really horrible stitching I've had to do to repair it after a drunken wrestle.
Yeah, there was a wrestling incident day one.
Yeah.
But he's used his small hands briefly to fix his good big hands, and now
it's worked out really well.
31 and a half days of big hands remaining.
They're going to be such a mess by the time this is over. It's going to be horrible.
So far, it's not been it's been weird, but not too much of a hindrance. But you've got to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, I've got a job to perform tomorrow, and at least to a certain professional standard that people have come to expect from me.
I don't know about that.
Well, no, it's still a certain standard, so it's high.
It's a certain standard. So we've got a veritable cavalcade of new characters.
Yeah, we have
coming in this week. I'm really excited. I've been waiting on.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to. Well, definitely two of them because there's two big hitters coming.
There's two big hitters and two I've never heard of.
Yeah, I mean
they sound like a unit though.
They do.
Not like they're jacked. I mean, like as in they come together.
Oh, they're just so big.
Like they're big like my big good hands.
Like my good big hands. Look small in comparison.
Shall we get stuck in?
Yeah, I think we should.
Okay, so he's here.
Oh, he is. Well, we've seen one half of this duo already.
Yes.
The biggest murderer so far.
Tweety Bird.
Yeah. So hopefully, Sylvester's
coming in.
Yeah, hopefully he's going to be able to, I don't know, tone down the murder.
I also, this is where Tweety Bird starts looking like Tweety Bird, right?
I don't think Tweety is in this one. This appears to just be Sylvester. Tweety's not in it till a little bit later.
Well, let's give it a go.
Yeah.
We're watching Life with Feathers. It's a Sylvester on his Todd number.
It is.
From March 24th, 1945.
Oh, let's do it. Well, suicide is a real thing, like a real. It's an ongoing seem to be a problem. Theme. It doesn't seem to be a problem though. Like
it's just the way you deal with certain situations.
Yeah, like if you've seen everything, you kill yourself.
Yeah.
In this case, if you're a lovebird and you don't have love,
you just kill yourself immediately.
Yeah, because it's like, well, I can't live without love. Yeah, it's not that he dies because of it. He has to kill himself.
Yeah, like you've got to carry out. You are expected to do your civil duty.
Yeah,
and carry out. Harry Carey.
Yeah, and just do it. But it was interesting that he went through a few different ideas. He was like, "Oh, should I use a gun?" He was like, "No." Should I jump from a high building? It's like, well, I mean, you're a bird, so no. And eventually settled on cat. Death by cat.
Yeah.
And that was where we met Sylvester.
Who is the most fully formed, as I remember him, unit we've met.
He is immediately the Sylvester we know.
Yeah.
Like there's no changes or big changes that are going to come like that happened with Bugs. Porky did the same thing.
Yeah.
Daffy was pretty fully formed though.
But he was more like
he was more
straight
duck.
Up duck-like.
Yeah, he was more duck-like. But Sylvester straight in with his catchphrase as well. The first line out of his mouth, sucker and succotash.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, the premise of the episode is that this lovebird's been kicked out by his missus, and so he's got to off himself apparently. And Sylvester is going to eat him, but then he realizes, wait a second, why is this lovebird just standing waiting
with
for
a
me to eat him?
blindfold on?
And he convinces himself that the lovebird it's a trap of some kind. He's poisoned and is refusing to eat him. Now, for some reason, he has trouble eating anything else throughout the whole time.
I think he goes to try and eat a tin of cat food, but a feather falls into the cat food. And he thinks, oh no, I've eaten the bird, and starts spitting it all out. So I think it's every time Sylvester opens his mouth, the bird flies into it.
Yeah, so Sylvester's just spends the whole episode trying not to eat the bird because he doesn't want to get poisoned, to the point where the bird is effectively starving him to death.
Yeah.
And then he caves and goes, well, if I'm going to die starving to death, I may as well die of the poison.
After eating the bird.
But then the bird gets a telegram saying it's all going to be fine and he can move back in.
Yeah.
And Sylvester at that point is annoyed enough that he's like, nah, I'm still going to eat you.
Yeah. What I found confusing about the lovebird story is like it opens on the episode with him having loads of dishes thrown at him and him trying to escape.
Yeah.
So his wife's, throwing stuff. And he's like, oh, lovebird can't live without love. So I was assuming, okay, well, it looks like they're getting a divorce. But then he gets a telegram and he goes back to his house and he's like, oh, the old lady's moving back in with her man. Yeah. So I'm thinking that what was causing the issue was the fact that she was staying. That was why because like she was like, oh no, I'm staying now. I've changed my mind.
It's a lovebird cannot live in the vicinity of another lovebird without love. But as long as you're just on your own, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm thinking like if he would love for her to go and move back in with her parents, and they have a loveless marriage. So them staying together is him not experiencing love.
So is it that they're not allowed to do anything love related by half measures?
Yeah,
it has to be absolutely it.
Yeah,
or you're not allowed to even entertain them.
It's all or nothing. So, I mean, I don't think we need to worry too much about the lovebird character in this because he's not a named character and he wasn't really given a name other than Mr. Lovebird.
Yeah, but it's interesting to note that there's probably some sort of weird lovebird religion or like...
Yeah.
Or something cultural that like forces them to act this way. They all take it very seriously.
Yeah.
It's a similar thing to when the monkey government was giving everyone jobs based on their
innate abilities,
innate animal abilities.
Yeah,
there's a lot of guidelines outside of just the world of work for different types of animals.
Yeah, it would seem so. And what is good to see is that the post is still top notch.
The post is efficient.
I mean, he posted off for a hammer.
Yeah,
just so he could hit Sylvester in the foot. He posted it and waited 5 seconds, and immediately a parcel was delivered.
Yeah,
with a hammer.
Which he did use to hit Sylvester.
He did. So I'm thinking maybe the postman just has like a whole load of things in the back of his van.
He's just got
he's just read the letter and went, oh, he wants a hammer. Yeah, no, I've got one.
It's like popping round to your neighbour to borrow something, but it's a guy just doing circuits in a van
with stuff
full of stuff, generic stuff.
Or maybe he's got like a van of holding.
Do you think you get to keep the thing, or do you think you borrow it?
I think he's probably got to give it back.
It's like a lending library of stuff.
Yeah, because he didn't put any money in the. He didn't put any money in the envelope, did he? It was just a request.
Yeah. So it's a subscription service of some kind.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, well, you pay so much a month, and then
it's
you
like
get...
a thing where you used to rent DVDs on a membership, and
postman,
you just post them when you're done.
Yeah.
This is just, are you involved in some sort of cartoon antic? Like, do you need equipment?
I'm thinking he's probably got like anvils in there.
Oh, for sure.
I don't think the hole's been invented yet, though. I haven't seen a deployment of the hole.
No, and it doesn't seem like he's necessarily focused on particularly Acme stuff. It's just stuff.
Yes, yeah.
He's like a rag and bone man.
Yeah, he just has like if he needed a broom to chase a cat out, for example, he's probably got one.
Yeah. So it's a lending library of cartoon paraphernalia.
Yeah. That sounds like a good business.
I think we should start that in real life.
Yeah, no, I think we probably should. I mean, just need to get a van and a selection of cartoon gumph.
Getting a van later today.
Well, there you go.
So we're one step there. One step closer.
Excellent.
Do we think this mucks with the universe a lot?
I mean, not really. It's like there wasn't anything there that made me go, okay, well, that doesn't make any sense, or, that explains something. It was just a nice introduction to a solid character. What was interesting is his size changed quite a lot, though.
Yeah, he fluctuated quite wildly in size, or the stuff in the house was just all over the shop. And I guess like
giant tins,
in
giant bowls.
But also in a universe where like people are subletting like their skirting to mice and things like that. Like
you're going to have various size stuff,
various sizes.
Yeah. I suppose you probably are. I mean,
he wasn't much bigger than a bowl, but he was also kind of human size.
Well, that's it. Because I always remember him being kind of on par to like Porky and Daffy. Because the thing is, Daffy's big for a duck.
Yeah, definitely.
Like we have Porky at about what 4.5, 5 foot.
No, I think he's short. I think he's like.
I'm sure. Well, there was an episode with the baby giant, and we actually got a mind you, that was Porky the third.
Yeah, but I think we put Porky at about 3 foot.
Yeah, but possibly.
That's about right for Sylvester in my mind.
Yeah,
yeah. I'm sure I remember him like compared to like Granny.
Yes, he is shorter. And the thing is I think when you put him next to Tweety as well, Tweety is of a reasonable size compared to Sylvester as well.
Yeah. Tweety's pretty small.
Yeah.
But, like, it's easy to think Sylvester's bigger than he is. But he's definitely bigger than a bowl, and he wasn't much bigger than a bowl or a tin of cat food in this case.
No, but he was big enough to close windows.
Yeah.
And look normal.
I don't know, maybe it was like an Escher-esque nightmare in that house. Like, it was just...
Yeah, I suppose so.
Hard to tell the size of things in that house due to all the non-Euclidean geometry.
Yes. No. Oh, God, we don't have to introduce that, do we?
I think we probably will.
Oh.
Not right now, but I think we probably will.
Shall we skip on to the next one and see if we've got any more non-Euclidean angles?
Yeah, I reckon so. So, it's a Hector number.
It is.
Who we, I'm sure sometime soon now we will start seeing with Sylvester and Tweety in episodes, because that's his sort of natural home.
Well, this is Hector and Fido.
Yeah, Fido.
Is that his son?
Oh, it might be.
That's my boy.
It might be a little. Yeah, it might be.
Yeah. Hopefully that'll be good.
Let's give it a go. This one's called Behind the Meatball. It's a Hector and Fido number from April 7th, 1945.
Yeah, let's give it a watch. Okay, so not his kid then?
No, another dog.
Yeah, who seemed to be pretty much the star of that one.
Yeah, but then I realised watching it, have we ever heard Hector talk yet?
No, well, not outside of kind of I think random mutterings possibly, but no sort of like full coherent sentences.
Because I'm wondering if, because watching that episode, okay, so basically, Fido's owner has stopped feeding him meat.
Yeah.
He wants some meat.
He does. He's dreaming about it.
He starts doing the standard cartoon thing of, having like mirages of food.
Yeah.
But then he comes across some actual meat. Gets nicked by a little dog. He's chasing the little dog. He finally gets his meat. Hector takes it from him. They run around all taking it from one another for a while, bashing each other and stuff.
Yeah.
In the end, the dog munches it down. And Fido and Hector... Well, Fido conks Hector on the head with a hammer and then himself on the head with a hammer so they can go back to dreaming of meat.
Yes. Yeah.
But the reason I ask if we've heard Hector talk is, like, I'm starting to think that they're none of them sentient. Like, I know Fido's talking.
Yeah.
But when he talks to other people, they don't reciprocate.
No.
So I'm wondering if he can talk or not.
Or whether or not we're just getting...
Or it's like we're getting an insight into what he thinks he's managing to say to everybody.
Yeah, but it's not actually what's coming out.
Yeah. So, like, I'm wondering if we've watched an episode there of non-sentient tunes.
Very possible, because at first, like, I didn't think that Fido was at all sentient. Like, he was, again, doing, like, kind of random mutterings and stuff like that. But then he did make quite an eloquent speech. But Hector didn't respond to it. But Hector didn't really seem to respond to many things.
Yeah, but I don't think Hector's sentient either.
No. But he's, like, he is hard as nails, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they were all pretty hardy.
Yeah. But yeah, it was kind of an odd one, because I know Hector does eventually end up talking, but maybe he just hasn't
had his moment.
He just hasn't had his moment.
That was really why I was bringing it up. It's like, are we waiting on that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that does make sense, but I think Hector's going to be a hard one to have a moment, because he doesn't seem like he's going to end up getting stressed by pretty much anything.
Well, not like by the kind of thing that you or I would get stressed by.
No.
But maybe, because, he can clearly handle himself.
Yes.
But, some situations can't be fixed that way.
No, that is true. Like possibly it's when his son's born, he goes like an emotional maybe. Stress, possibly.
Yeah, like I think it's going to be a societal
pressure,
stress, pressure.
Yeah.
When he finally flips.
But the good thing is we're likely to see that happen.
Dogs seem to dream in a very linear fashion.
Yeah, kind of like the end of the Generation game, where I'll say what you see.
It's just sort of like a conveyor belt of, in this case, meat products.
Yeah.
Tremendous detail compared to...
Yeah, surprising amount of detail. And they had a shared dream in the end as well. Yeah,
I'm starting to wonder if the dream sort of environment is an actual thing.
Yeah.
So they can... You just sort of enter or can view whatever's going on in Dream Town.
Yeah.
At any given point.
That's it. So, the dream world is a separate...
Yeah, but you can choose to access.
Yeah.
Maybe it's in its advent, and that's why the dreams aren't that...
Involved, yes.
Involved. It's just a series of objects on a conveyor belt.
That's genuinely what it is.
But, they're just testing the technology at the moment.
Yeah, okay.
But later on, maybe
maybe it gets a bit more immersive.
The production values are upped.
Yeah, so a bit more money gets poured into it once they've managed to iron out the kinks.
Yeah, I reckon so.
Okay, interesting.
Interesting to see how that pans out. Because we've seen Daffy before, sort of do a similar thing, not into a dream world, but when he conks himself in the head to confer with his other selves.
Yeah,
and I'm just wondering. Who monopolised on this? Who thought this?
Yeah, who's gone? We can make a business out of this.
And also, is it similar to Portal technology?
Could be. Very well could be.
Who knows? We'll find out. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. I mean, the thing is, obviously, because they're messing around with Portal technology now, so it's maybe they're realising they can do much more with it.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah.
I think the potential of the Portal technology far outweighs what we've seen it used for so far.
Yeah.
Because early on we discussed a lot about its potential use as time travel, and then during the war we've ascertained that there's more than one portal, and so there's a lot of potential things could be going on.
Yeah, I reckon.
Keep an eye on it.
Well, I think we'll have to.
I'm excited about the next one though.
Yeah, this is going to be
my good ginger mustachioed boy. Is coming in.
Yeah.
It's Yosemite Sam time.
Oh, it's just he's another big hitter, and immediately with Bugs as well.
Yeah, Bugs and Yosemite Sam. I'm not going to hang around. Let's get involved.
Yeah, let's do
it. Join us in watching Hair Trigger. It's a Bugs Bunny and Yosemite Sam number from May 5th, 1945. Couple of interesting bits there.
Yeah, there's some odd bits as well. Yeah. Yosemite Sam is just Yosemite Sam.
Yeah, so he's straight into Yosemite Sam mode.
These characters aren't changing very much now.
Yeah, they're coming in as we know and remember them.
Yeah.
So the premise of the episode is basically Yosemite Sam tries to hold up a train.
Yeah.
Bugs Bunny is on that train, seemingly stowing away.
He wasn't doing a very good job. He was in the mail room.
The mail
singing.
guy didn't seem to give a toss.
No, I think maybe he's posted himself.
But then I know Yosemite Sam's on there. Bugs gives him the runaround. That's the gist. I mean, he sort of just tries to distract him from robbing the train.
Yeah, he does a good job of stopping him from doing it.
But there was a few interesting things. One, the club car definitely opened into our universe.
Yeah, opened into just a saloon, like a Wild West saloon.
It was it was live action.
Yeah.
So there was a portal on the train, I guess.
I guess so.
That would be a solid way of making the club car of a train pretty good and roomy.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you could just open up and it's
it's just a whole other universe.
Yeah, that'd be quite helpful.
But it's at that point, wouldn't you just use the portal to travel? But then I guess that's what you're doing. You get on you go through the portal when the train's in one place, into the club car, as it were.
Yeah.
You wait for the train to go and do its thing while you go off and enjoy this other universe. You just pop back through the portal and the train's where you need to be.
Oh yeah, I imagine it's probably quite an expensive ticket for that as well, though.
Yeah, I reckon so. Although people there didn't seem to be much in the way of security.
No, I mean, Bugs just opened the door when he ended up sending Sam in there actually at one point. So he basically just opened the door and Sam walked in. He shut the door, but there was a bar brawl going on at that time, so Sam came out rather beaten and battered.
Yeah, so he looked at it as sort of like, oh well, he timed it well. There was a pickle going on in our universe.
Yeah,
and he's like, oh, I can use that. I think at one point Bugs spills red ink on Sam's head, and Sam's like, "Oh, the varmint got me."
Yeah, he immediately thought he was being shot in the head.
And I was thinking, like, because Toons have been like they're a pretty hardy bunch.
Yeah,
and we know they're not particularly good at like recognizing anything.
Yeah,
like they're a hardy bunch, and like I reckon they become sort of not immune to, but like pretty steeled to pain.
Yeah, I'd have thought so.
So maybe they do need that visual cue to work out if they're actually injured.
Yeah.
It's like, is this cartoon violence or is this actually a problem for me?
Well,
like when he's got red ink on him, he
he thinks he's been shot in the head.
He genuinely thinks that because, it's not much different to any other time he's hurt himself but not.
Yeah, that's it. Because I think in the episode with Sylvester, he ended up biting his finger at some point, and his finger gets red and swollen, and it's that visual cue is there.
They need the visual cue to see if they've actually hurt themselves or if they can just crack on with their day-to-day business.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it does seem that anytime they get hurt, largely their reaction is for dramatic purposes only.
Yeah,
kind of like if a kid gets hurt and it's they didn't get hurt that badly, but they still wail and cry just because it's someone will pay attention.
Yeah, I guess it's but then is that because they need someone else to just ascertain that they're not actually?
Potentially, they look at you and just go, "Oh, actually, you're not that bad. You'll be fine."
Yeah,
maybe.
Who knows?
Yeah, what I do find interesting is that he was fooled by just red ink, though. So his blood genuinely looks like red ink.
I imagine none of them are really that used to seeing blood at all.
No. I mean, I've never seen a Toon bleed.
No. So that's when they've really got a problem.
Yeah, if they're actually bleeding.
It's like, oh, God. Yeah, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
I'm actually dying.
Well, in the end of the episode as well, I think, Bugs wins.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly wins. But he then also collects the reward.
Yes, he collects the reward on Yosemite Sam.
He went bounty hunting that episode, essentially.
Yeah, but was he chancing it or did he go bounty hunting? What other reason? Because I thought he must have actively gone hunting for Yosemite Sam because he doesn't need to go on a train.
No, he really doesn't. But he probably doesn't need $5,000 either.
It's a good point.
No, realistically, why has he gone back? Maybe he just likes the challenge.
$5,000 was quite a lot at the time.
Yeah, but Bugs doesn't need it. He's a time traveller.
I suppose so. I've just got to presume it's part of
Bugs'
his
plan.
overall agenda.
Yeah, well, that's it. We still don't know entirely Bugs' movement and what his end goal is. I mean, we assume it's something to do with Space Jam.
But whenever a character shows up, it's normally not long before Bugs
interacts with them. Yeah,
he seems to be making a point of at least touching base with everyone.
Yeah.
he's networking. He's networking.
Well, he's getting himself about. He's introducing himself, in his normal Bugs way.
And as a time traveller, that's a prudent thing to do. You want friends everywhere.
Yes, yeah, you do. People you can count on.
Yeah. Or Yosemite Sam and Daffy Duck.
Oh, God, yeah. Talking about Daffy Duck, actually. He's next.
Is he now?
I mean, I'm happy to move on because I don't think I've got really much other than the
what
portal
did
on the
Bugs
train.
say about his relatives?
I think basically he just had a load of poor relatives, and they always kind of wanted something because they knew he was on the train.
So he's monetizing this Toon Lord stuff.
Yeah, he had a lot of relatives kicking about in that field, and he's giving them nothing.
Yeah,
but he doesn't.
He knows he's a bit special at this point.
Yeah,
he's forgotten where he came from.
He has. He's forgotten the face of his father.
He just hates where he came.
Well, yeah, potentially. But no,
yeah, I did think it was important. I just
yeah,
it's just got a massive family that he's estranged from.
Yeah,
because he's rich and they all want a piece.
They do.
So that's worth having in the background and noting. I just think that's information worth having.
Yeah, no, I'll make note of it in the book of notes.
But otherwise, I think before we watch this Daffy number, we should take a look in the Porky Piggy Bank.
Yeah, let's go have a look at it.
So, first up, thank you for listening to the show.
Yeah,
it's good not to be doing this alone.
It is. It's good to have help.
Because the company of Cal isn't really doing it for me, even with his good big hands.
Look at my massive hands.
I've been looking at your massive hands for a long time, and I'm going to be looking at your massive hands for a long time more.
Good.
So we make the Space Jam Continuum for free.
Yeah, every time.
And you don't have to worry about that changing.
No.
We're definitely going to do that.
It's going to stay the same.
But if you like the show and want to help us out, over on Kaiju FM, there is a support us button. And if you're enjoying the show, please go over there and click that button and take a look at our Patreon page. For as little as $1 a month, you could really help us out, and that's not a lot. I mean, it's less than 25 cents an episode.
Yeah, and the thing is, even if you can't afford something like that, just like ratings on iTunes really helps our visibility, or any way where you watch your podcast, uprate it.
Yeah, or find us on Twitter at TSJ Community. Get involved in the discussion. Follow Cal's 33 Days of Big hands.
Yeah.
Hashtag get it about.
Spread the word.
Spread the word. Talk about the show.
Yeah. You could literally spread the word if you made some sort of word butter and then spread it on toast and handed it to people.
that is true.
That is a way of spreading the word.
What would word butter be in your mind?
What would the word butter?
What would word butter be in your mind?
Like alphabet spaghetti.
Yeah.
Like that, but butter.
Okay, but once you spread it, surely the word would be destroyed.
It makes it bigger. Spreads it.
Spreads it around.
Literally spreads the word.
It literally spreads the word.
Yeah.
Of course, the other way you can help us out is we're doing a live show.
Yes, we are.
On the 13th of June.
Yeah.
It's £3 a ticket. It's in Reading at the Pavilion. We're going to be screening Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and then we're going to be recording an episode live, and you can get involved.
Yeah, you can be there, you can watch.
And, really get some theories into the mix.
Yeah. You can ask questions, you can deliver your own theories directly to our faces.
Yeah, which will be there. Whether that's good or not, I'm not sure.
Who knows?
Will the big hands be making an appearance? You won't have to wear them by that point.
I imagine in whatever state they're in, they will be there.
Okay.
Whether I'm wearing them or not, I don't know.
The big hands.
Yeah.
They'll be about.
Yeah, they'll be there.
But yeah, please come down to that. You can go to kaiju.fm/live to get tickets, or if you're in the Reading area anyway, at the Nag's Head pub, directly from our human faces.
Yeah.
Again, that's on the 13th of June. Come on down.
It's going to be fun.
I believe that role-playing games are art. Specifically, role-playing games are theatre, which means theatre artists are natural role players.
What sort of hat am I wearing?
That's the important details.
Is it like a tricorn hat? Yeah,
he has got into full theatre mode now.
Right,
this is amazing.
So
They want to be entertained. I'm going to give them a show with my iron and my tricorn hat.
Life's a game. The world's our stage. And we're merely role players. Merely Role Players, a podcast where dramatic people play role-playing games. Hosted by me, M.J. Starling, in association with Blackshaw Theatre Company. Find us at merelyroleplayers.podbean.com or search your usual podcast app for Merely Role Players.
Okay, let's get straight back in the mix with our good buddy Daffy.
Yeah.
Not a lot of information in the episode title. It's just a generically duck-related episode title.
Ain't that Ducky? And he is.
And he is.
He is Ducky.
He is Ducky. He's Daffy. He's Ducky. That's his two principal traits.
Yeah, that's what he's got.
So yeah, let's see what we got. I think the only guarantee is that Daffy will probably be being a mad fuck.
He normally is.
So let's check it out. Join us in watching Ain't That Ducky from May 19th, 1945. I'm going to let you take the lead on this one because they're past a certain point. I don't really understand what I was watching.
Right, well, I think what's happening here is we've got another egghead.
Yeah.
And he's having an experience as Elmer Fudd.
Yeah.
So that is now a product that is available. Whether or not this is...
But he would be a bit of a celebrity if he's the first egghead that made it.
Yeah, I'd imagine he would. So this egghead is hunting Daffy. And Daffy seems to be in on it. He seems to fully understand that it is...
The bits, what he's meant to be doing.
Yeah,
like...
because he has a script.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at one point, he runs along and he's like, whoa, what's going on here? There's a barrel missing. It says so very clearly in the script there's supposed to be a barrel here. But then a big hand comes in and paints a barrel in.
So, I mean, are you thinking that we can directly affect the Tooniverse from our side of the portal?
Well, I don't know, because like it's really difficult to say whether or not that was like a human hand from this side and it was painting it on, or whether or not that is just a form of construction in the Tooniverse, whether or not you can genuinely just paint it in.
I mean, the reason I ask is because previously we have had stuff drawn, like in the one that was... There was the one that was live action and Porky and Daffy were...
Out and about
on our side of the portal.
Yeah.
And in that it was implied that, they were drawn and came to life.
Yes.
Now, we saw that as, just the cover story for our side.
Yeah, it was just bullshit.
But, this suggests there might be some truth to that ability.
Yeah, so I mean, unless that giant hand is a hand from another toon, and that is that toon's toon power, is the ability to create.
I mean, it would be godlike.
It would be, but I mean, what was interesting is the barrel that was painted isn't the barrel he got in. It was very different. I say very different because it was very 2D. The one that was painted was 2D, and then the scene shifted.
Yeah.
And it was just a barrel. It was a very ordinary barrel. So I'm thinking the one that was painted, it didn't pop into existence. I'm thinking it was just painted onto a solid surface, and that's why it looked 2D. So I think it was
at
just
some point they went and got the barrel that they were meant to have there.
Yeah. So I don't think it was necessarily like a Megatoon power. I think it was just somebody genuinely just painting a 2D
just
barrel.
Winging it quickly.
Yeah, just going, oh, shit, we best put one in because there's supposed to be one there. And then they went just while they were fishing around for the other barrel.
So where do you think they're drawing it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's like unless there was just like a canvas.
What do you think they're
there,
drawing on?
Well, unless there was just like a canvas there to make like like the scenes on a stage show. There's a canvas there to make it look like a background.
And where is the toon drawing it in your mind? Where are they?
I think they. I don't know, maybe off or like off to the side of the portal, and they just literally just
like
dip a hand
behind
in.
it, sort of like a camera.
Yeah, and they're going,
Cameraman.
oh shit, we best quickly put that
Just
in.
reached past
And-
the portal.
Yeah, because like we're operating under the idea that what we were seeing there was happening in the outside world of the Tooniverse, but it very well
Yeah.
could have just been on
like
a
a
like
sound
manufactured stage for this experience.
Okay, I can see where you're coming from.
Like,
I still think it's probably. I feel like it's from our side.
so you think there's some level of like creation, but I mean the thing is,
just because the angle it comes in from, and
Yeah.
like
the thing is, like we know the Tooniverse existed before our knowledge of it.
yeah.
So it's not that we created.
Oh, I don't think everything in the Tooniverse has been created that way,
No.
but I'm open to the idea that stuff can be.
So how do you think that works? Is it like, so again, what do you think they're painting on?
Well, I don't know. I just feel like you just reach into the portal, or you paint it on the portal, and it's just perspective
And it
trick,
happens.
and it just happens on the other side. Or maybe it doesn't happen on the other side. It's only like he to his knowledge, he just had to wait for the barrel, but for our purposes, we could see the barrel.
So you think maybe it's actually somebody's painting it onto
It's superimposed.
Yeah, so maybe they're painting it onto the screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why. I don't know why anyone I don't know whose interest that's in.
Well, I mean, I suppose like
But then I don't know whose
if
interest
they're
any of
putting
it's
it on as a show, then it's for our interest. It's for our benefit that things should be the way they're supposed to be scripted.
I
But-
guess it knuckles down to who do we think provides the experience.
Yeah, I mean, because the thing is, like if we're thinking that that was them putting on a show for us, then that egghead was, getting gypped a bit because his experience was also being used to entertain us. But then again, it could be, your experience will be used for training and,
Yeah,
Like-
your
like-
experience will be recorded and maybe used later for training
for
purposes.
training purposes. So,
But again, I don't know whose interest any of this will be in.
oh, well, I mean, like potentially not now, but at the time it might have been in the interest of the government.
So, do we think there's agency involvement in the experience?
I'd say so, because I think once they realised what happened when an egghead came over to our world,
Yeah,
they probably realised that
They'll
they
keep
need
a closer
to take
eye on it.
Yeah, so they probably took an active role in the experiences.
yeah, maybe they've just got to they're there to make sure it goes off without a hitch.
Yeah,
Interesting. I mean, there's still a lot of holes in it. I'm still not. I neither idea gets me to a stage where I'm like, I know what's going on there.
yeah. It was just odd. Like if that hadn't happened, the whole episode would have made reasonable sense.
And because there was other weird stuff going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah,
They turned into balls at one point.
They do turn into balls at one point. At another point, they kind of melt down a hill.
Yeah.
So they get hit on the head and melt down a hill. So there is another duck in this.
Yeah.
And he's carrying
He's a
a
bit of an
briefcase. He's crying a lot, looking in it and
But
crying.
if anyone tries to help, he just tells them to shut up.
Yeah, and leaves. He's quite aggressive, and he's the one who hits them on the head and makes them melt down a cliff face. But eventually they do get the briefcase, and in the
Yeah.
briefcase is a note saying "the end," and that's what the duck's been crying about the whole time.
And the egghead isn't very happy about receiving the
No,
note.
but well, because
I think that's just how you're told that it's time to go home,
yeah,
back to your boring egghead life.
yeah,
So, experience over.
yes, exactly. Like that's it, it's done. But yeah, like the hand reaching in doing that barrel painting bit, yeah, that's throwing up some questions.
It's gonna annoy me for a while, I think.
I think we need to see more of it happening
Yeah,
to decide
to decide, well, A, what's happening,
Yeah.
and B,
why
you
it's
know,
happening.
why it's happening, who's it for.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess we'll move on then.
I think
But it's the first episode in a while which has thrown up a bunch of questions for me, and I feel deeply unsatisfied with the answers we've provided.
Well,
It's the first time that's happened in a long while.
Let's mull over it while we watch this one.
Yeah, and also these things for us do have a habit of being immediately answered.
They do. It's quite
Every
nice
time
to
we're
have
like,
a hang
oh
up.
shit, that throws a spanner in the works. The next episode just goes, oh, okay.
Yeah. Solved.
So let's see if that happens.
Hopefully it will.
So it's called a gruesome twosome.
It is.
It's Tweety Bird. It's
It is.
Hector. It's Captain and Snooks.
Who on earth is Captain and Snooks? And also a gruesome twosome? Do you think Captain and Snooks are the gruesome twosome?
I imagine so.
Or do you think it's Tweety and Hector?
I imagine it's Captain and Snooks.
I do
Whoever
as
the
well.
fuck they are.
Yeah, I've never heard of them before. So, but this is the final appearance of Tweety Bird without feathers.
Yeah, this is our final, because
final
Tweety Bird,
bald
for
Tweety.
those who haven't been watching along, Tweety Bird's been kind of beige and bald.
Yeah.
Not
been a
our
featherless-
beloved yellow
featherless
Tweety
chick.
Bird. But that's going to change next time we see Tweety, but not this time. So let's check out a gruesome twosome. It's a Tweety, a Captain, a Snooks, and a Hector number from June 9th, 1945. Let's find out who the fuck Captain and Snooks are.
Yeah, I think we should. He's the darkest character by far. Tweety is fucking evil.
Well, yeah, from the evidence we have.
Shit.
Do you want to take the lead on this one? You've seen.
I don't know if I can.
You seem to be having some feelings.
Captain and Snooks, never seen them before. Don't know if we will ever see them ever again. So they're just two alley cats, one of which has a horrendous nose.
Yeah, I
That's
don't really know what's
Captain.
going on there. Captain
Yeah.
has a giant looks like an avocado.
Yeah. Snooks
aubergine.
is an idiot, and they're both after the same girl, basically. So
Yeah.
so there's the pretty cat there, and they're both after her. And
As is a dog.
well, it was Fido. He he actually popped up and went, I don't belong in this picture, but I'm not going to pass up an opportunity like this, and kisses the female cat.
Which is
And then leaves.
interesting in as far as he has knowledge of sort of how and where the portal would open.
Yeah, and which ones he should not be in.
Well, yeah, it's like you know the portal opens on things that are like happening, like specific
Yeah.
events, and he goes, "Look, I know I wasn't doing anything of interest,
Yeah.
and like this is clear. The portal's
clearly doing
opened
it.
here. It's clearly trying to show you something else,
Yeah.
but I'm getting involved.
It's interesting that Hector was in this and not Fido as well. Because the last time we saw Hector was with Fido.
Yeah.
So,
But what's interesting, I think, about him knowing where the portal opens is like it's become so commonplace an occurrence in the Tooniverse that people treat it like when someone's doing a news report and you sort of deliberately walk past in the background so you were on the telly.
yes. Yeah. I was on the portal today. Woo!
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But, so the female cat goes, whichever one of you can bring me a bird, you'll be my fella. So they both go off to find a bird.
And
now
of course, it's our good beige friend
yeah, the bird they find, to their detriment, is Tweety.
who's
Evil as fuck.
a psychopath.
Oh, he's just insane. Like it's ridiculous because he's all sweet and innocent, but evil, just evil.
Yeah, like I mean, I don't really know how I don't remember Tweety being this.
Well, no, because
Bad.
I largely remember Tweety with Sylvester.
Yeah.
Now he needs Sylvester soon because if he carries on down this route, like
gonna
the
be-
Tooniverse is in trouble.
Yeah, I wonder if our good boy Bugs introduces Tweety and Sylvester to one another by
Well,
some sort of
yeah.
just as a way to fix this,
Yeah, just as a way to tone
to
Tweety
contain
down.
it.
Yeah,
Just
because
go, can you just do this stuff to Sylvester?
So, at some point, the cats decide to catch Tweety, so they start working together to catch Tweety, and they dress up as a horse, a pantomime horse. But Tweety is in the tail, and as they're galloping along, Tweety reaches into a flesh pocket.
Yeah, there's no real other way of
It's a
describing it.
flesh
It's a flesh
It's a
pocket.
flesh pocket. Pulls out a bee, slaps it vigorously.
Just smacks
like,
it about.
yeah, just smacks it right in the face.
And it's pissed
repeatedly.
off, but Tweety doesn't seem like the
Not
bee's
scared.
nearly as big as Tweety. Like its stinger would impale.
Yeah, oh yeah, it'd run him through.
Tweety.
It'd run him through.
Like doesn't seem concerned.
Nope, he just slaps the shit out of it, pulls the tail off the pantomime horse, drops the bee in to the costume, pulls out a massive stick and whacks the horse on its arse.
Yeah.
Which I imagine is one of the cat's heads.
Yeah,
And
it would
then
have
the
been,
bee...
it would have been Snooks' head.
Yeah. And then the bee, obviously inside very angry because of Tweety slapping it about, proceeds to sting them and all that sort of stuff. And then, once they're collapsed on the floor, Tweety goes along, finds Hector, who is asleep in his house.
Hector, the giant, jacked bulldog.
Yeah. Picks up a bone, whacks him on the head. Yeah, and then whacks him in the face, knocking him back into his house, making Hector angry, obviously. And then Tweety just kind of wanders off with the bone, chucks the bone into the costume so that Hector runs in, and then attacks the cat, and they go off into the distance, and Tweety goes, I get rid of more cats that way.
Yeah.
So he's at it
I
again.
woos more putty tats that way.
Yeah. Like, he's just killing cats. I mean, granted, those cats tend to be after him first. So it's not unwarranted.
It suddenly makes the sort of I thought I saw a putty tat catchphrase a bit more sinister.
Yeah.
Because also, he's got a little song in this one.
Yep.
It's I thought I saw a putty tat, putty tat. It's like Omar.
Yeah.
It's like you just hear that whistling.
Yeah.
And it's just
oh God.
Every cat in the neighbourhood's terrified.
Yeah.
Tweety's coming, and they're all running.
It's terrible. He's so dark. He's such a dark character. I didn't realise.
But yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's harrowing.
It is.
And
I'm genuinely concerned about Sylvester.
And it just means the last time we saw Tweety, where Tweety had killed 200 cats,
yeah,
wasn't an anomaly at all.
No, I mean, that's pretty standard for him. Of a day.
It's not good news.
It's not. I really think Sylvester is going to be the calming force, but I don't think he's going to fare well out of it.
No, I don't.
Well,
I mean, I don't think it answered a lot, but
yeah, it was concerning. I was genuinely concerned during that, and I'm going to have nightmares, I think.
But you sounded like you were just opting in.
Oh, yeah.
It's I've had to think about it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to have some nightmares.
Yeah, I'm going to have some nightmares. Deal with it.
Yeah. Well, you go and have your nightmares.
I will.
And I'll reconvene with you in a bit to do a Tooniversal glossary for Friday. How about that?
Yeah, all right, we'll do that. Sounds like a plan.
Otherwise, thanks for listening.
Yeah, cheers.
And we'll catch you all on Friday for a Tooniversal glossary, or next week if you don't listen to those.
There you go. And you don't need to if you're keeping up to date anyway.
No, but sometimes we come up with some
interesting theories,
further theories, or just we've had a little bit of time to think about some of the things that happened in more recent episodes. Oh, actually.
There's an idea.
There's the thing. So, they're worth listening to. So, we'll catch you on Friday for that supplemental episode. Until then.
Yeah. Bye!